You guys a live video. If you're watching this on TikTok, how are you doing? If you're seeing this a little later tonight on Saturday, how are you doing on YouTube? Feel free to like, subscribe if you like dating and communication content. So today, before I got online, I was just like, what am I going to talk about? And I've been watching Love is Blind. Have you guys been watching Love is Blind? It's not over yet, but we're getting toward the meeting of the other people who didn't get chose in the pods. We're getting towards that. And one couple that stood out to me was the girl, the whole Megan Fox girl, and I think her dude's name is Jimmy. And when they were on their honeymoon, and they had a real good time on their honeymoon, but to me, I personally felt like Jimmy wasn't necessarily attracted to the Megan Fox girl. I can't think of her name. Chelsea. Chelsea is her name. I don't think that he was attracted to Chelsea because there is something about him that's giving, I'm not attracted to you. And the thing is, when you're dating someone, and specifically if you're on a dating show where you don't know what the other person looks like, however, Megan Fox comes up, of course, as a dude, he's probably going to be expecting literally Megan Fox, a doppelganger. And to me, when it comes to Megan Fox, she has a similar look. However, she's a thicker girl, and she talks about that. She's a thicker girl, so there's going to be some similarities. I think they have similar eyes, and if she dyed her hair black, I think she would kind of look like her. However, I think that because in his mind he was expecting that, and when she showed up, he even brung it up. He said she lied. And so now that they moved out of the pods and into their apartment, one thing I wanted to talk to you ladies about: begging and trying to, and begging sounds a little harsh. It sounds like a little puppy dog, but I mean, constantly asking for affection from the guy that you're dating. Here's the deal: if a dude likes you, he's going to show you with his actions. And you have to then discuss your love languages. Everybody's love language isn't going to be the same. So the best thing for you to do in the very beginning when you're dating is to find out what your love language is. I mean, personally, my love language is time, quality time. I know I used to have a friend who her love language was things, like she wanted gifts all the time. However, you have to figure out what your love language is. If you know that your love language is someone that is constantly telling you and reassuring you and commenting on you, complimenting you, kissing you, and literally saying I love you like it's the period on every single sentence that comes flying out of their mouths, then you have to have a conversation about that. Speaking of that, if you've been watching Love is Blind, if you just came in here, that's what I'm talking about. For right now, I'm talking about the constantly asking and begging, because in this situation, this is what gave me a video idea. Chelsea said that Jimmy never kissed her all day long, when in fact he had kissed her twice. But then she agreed that he did, but then she went back and was like, he didn't. And the thing is, ladies, you must be totally comfortable with yourselves. Like, you have to be a whole person before you start dating, meaning you have your own life, you have your own hobbies, you have things going for yourself, whether you go cycling every Wednesday, whether you walk the dogs on Thursday with your girlfriends, whether you go to church on Sunday and have coffee with grandma and grandpa on Friday night, whatever it is, you want to make sure you have your own life, your own career, you're self-sufficient, and you have things going for yourself. That way, when you introduce a guy into the equation, that guy won't be your world, and then you won't be just sitting around tapping your fingers on the table, wondering why he hasn't called you, wondering why it's taking him a little bit longer to text back when he's at work and living his best life. You must be full. And when you're a full woman in your entirety, you literally, that includes being confident, being secure in who you are, loving who you are, understanding that if it's something that you cannot change, you have to roll with it. If it's something that you want to tweak or change, then actively set some time out and goals every day to do so. If you go in half of a woman, meaning if you go in not over what Billy did to you in the last dating situationship, if you go in not being able to forgive Ray for what he did 2 years ago when you were in a relationship with him, and if you go in because you've packed on 50 pounds when you know you're used to being a medium, but now you're an extra large, that's too much baggage. And ain't nobody trying to unpack all that. And no one should be obligated to unpack your crap. So do yourselves a favor and try your best to be whole. Now, we all have things to work on. We all have tweaks. That's why I call it tweaking. But I'm talking about big ordeals that we need to deal with and work our way through, grow and evolve through. Those things need to be handled in what I like to call your pause for the cause. What that pause for the cause is, if you've never heard that, is when you literally take a break in between dating someone and you don't date anyone. Your phone is dry as a bone in the backyard and you work on yourself. You work on your 3S's: self-care, self-development, self-reliance. You work on your 3S's. You get yourself A-L-T, alt the way together, so you can be the best version and have the best presentation of yourself. So when you put yourself out there, water, you will be the best that you can be, because you're not trying to attract a man that's half a man and he's mediocre, he don't have it together, he's all over the place. No, nobody wants to actively go out in the world with the intent to date someone to be with them long term, to pick up old Joe on the curb with a bicycle, no goals, living in his friend's basement, has no actual dream or no motivation. Nobody wants that. Of course you don't. So the best thing you can do for you is work on you. That's the first thing. Now, when you do start dating, and let's just say you're dating John. You're getting to know each other. It's been like a month. And you know that he isn't really, you don't feel like, and let me tell you something about your feelings. Your feelings are never facts. Your feelings are just what they are, feelings. So don't act like your feelings are facts. But you don't feel like he's interested in you. You have to think, why am I thinking he's not interested in me? Like, where is this coming from? Where is this stemming from? And you must have a solid receipt when you get to having these feelings. Because no matter how evolved or growing or how you've gotten over your past, some things can creep in. Old habits never die. Old thought patterns sometimes are hard to break. So that's when you must have a pep talk with yourself and say, self, what do I have to show forth as to why I'm thinking these things? Are they intrusive thoughts, or are they actual, real, hard, concrete thoughts that make sense? What you need to stop doing is going with your feelings and then having nothing to back it up on, and then leading with emotion and then lashing out, and then just being all over the place. Because don't nobody want no person that's emotionally unstable, just like you don't want a guy that's emotionally unstable. Now, for the ladies that are dating and you find yourself wondering where this is going, what are we doing? Why do I feel like I'm begging? Why am I actually seeing that every time I want some kind of affection? It's beyond a feeling now. It's literal. Like, he doesn't hold my hand, hug me, express any kind of likeness towards me. He's really dry. He's distant. It's giving Kenneth off Ready to Love. So if all of a sudden he gets distant, because this can happen too, you can be dating someone and he can be showing you all the things. He can be giving you all the hearts, all the love, all the kindness, all the jams. And then all of a sudden it switches. He pulls a switcheroo. Now that is where you have your receipts to back it up. Because you can say, well, before you were doing X, Y, and Z. Now you're doing this. Then we have to have a conversation about what has transpired, what has changed. Your job is to get down to the bottom of the barrel of the issue. Your job is not to go in and accuse him of anything, to make assumptions about anything. All you need to do is have a conversation about why this change, why this shift has happened. I'm sniffing. I still got allergy issues. I meant to tell y'all that. If you don't know, now you know. So excuse my sniffing. I might have to get up. I'm looking at my Kleenex. It's like over there across the room, and I forgot to bring it over here. So just bear with me. We ain't going to be here before a few more minutes. So think about that, because I wrote this down because it's like 3 things I wanted to go over. I wanted to tell y'all to stop begging for attention. Stop trying to force him to give you attention, and instead have an open conversation about what his love language is. And then another thing I want you ladies to stop doing is to stop constantly mentioning what he doesn't do, and actually have a conversation about what you need. Because a lot of things, it's just like, it blows my mind the way people don't talk to each other. And they could be married, they can be in a long-term relationship, or they could be just dating. However, it just blows my mind how people are not communicating about what they need and what they want. And I'm going to tell you firsthand, don't go into anything expecting anything. I always say when you're dating someone, go in, see who they are for how they are, let them be who they are, and it's on you to decide if you're going to roll with it or not. It's not on you to change who they are. They're going to be all they can be for them. And all you can do is support that. And if it doesn't work for you, you don't have to date them. You don't have to wait around for them to show you something different when they are who they are. Now, of course, the tweaking word again, we all have slight tweaks to make. This could be a tweak in how we communicate with each other. This can be a tweak in how we dress, our appearance. This can be a tweak in how we take care of our homes, a tweak in how we groom ourselves. This can be a tweak. I'm gonna get some tissue because sniffing is annoying me. So we can do a tweak in not being late and waking up earlier. We can do a tweak in, I know I want to lose 10 pounds. Let me actually go for a walk every day. These are tweaks. These are not things that's going to cause the person to change who they are. And a lot of people going into these dating situations and you don't like something and you want to change the whole thing, which makes me also think about the show Love is Blind again. There's so many things I can pull content from the show, where the young lady, I can't think of her name, but she's married. They're not married yet, but she doesn't like the fact that he likes to wear Hawaiian shirts. Like, that's literally his jam, wearing Hawaiian shirts. And she's so bothered, and she actually said it was gross. And I was like, how is a dude wearing a Hawaiian shirt gross to you? Gross is like him digging in his butt. That's gross. Or him being at a nice restaurant and actively digging up his nose and then wiping it on your face. Oh, excuse me. That's gross. Wearing a Hawaiian shirt, like he was doing that before he met you. So all you can do is receive it. Let me get some tissue, guys. I gotta get some tissue. Un momento, I'll be back. Because I know y'all sick of me sneezing and sniffling. So think about that. Something as simple as a Hawaiian shirt, that's literally who he is. And every time she brung it up, I was just like, you really going to break up with this dude? And she said if it wasn't for the show and if they met in the real world, she would actually stop talking to him over a Hawaiian shirt. What made me think of you, like, what are you literally doing in a dating situationship? What are you literally kicking a dude out and kicking him out of your life for when it's something as simple as a Hawaiian shirt, loafers, the way he wears his hair? Like, what are we really thinking here? Because I think we've taken it a little too far. And if you're going to date someone, let's just keep the Hawaiian shirt as an example. Let's just say he loves Hawaiian shirts. Why are you bothered by that? He could be 80 years old in his Hawaiian shirt. Does he have good character? Is he a nice person? Is he romantic? Does he take you out on date nights? Does he consider you? Does he actually like you? Does he actively show you he's consistent by being consistent? Does he introduce you to his family? Does he include you? Like, all of these things trump that BS that we get hung up on. So we got to really think and have a conversation with ourselves when we're so quick to kick someone out of our lives over something so simple. So keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about the ride or die chick. I mentioned this the other day in a video. I was talking about, I got to sneeze. It's going to come in a minute. But I was talking about how so many women are willing to sign up to ride or die for a dude who ain't even called them their girlfriend, ain't let alone been on a date. All y'all done did was Netflix and chill. He don't even take you serious. He'll check in with you when he feel like it. He really don't be following up. He ain't ask you really nothing about you. He don't inquire about who you are, your goals, your dreams, who you want to be, who you see yourself being, what you do for a living. I mean, what the heck? But you signing up, this is bae, my man, my man, my man, and you gonna ride or die for him when he hasn't even considered you at all in any of his plans, in his day, ain't called you, ain't text you to see if you here or not, see if you over in a bush somewhere. So you have to really stop it with this whole phrase of, oh, I'm a ride or die for my man, because what is he doing for you? And why you gotta die? Like, why is that necessary? Why you gotta take it to extreme like that? Just say you're gonna hold him down and keep it moving. And by hold him down, that means you're gonna reciprocate that energy that he giving, and you ain't gonna do nothing else but reciprocate. So as long as he keeps that good, solid, consistent energy, you will do the same. And so if you're gonna do anything, and if you're gonna name it anything, call that riding and dying, but not necessarily and technically dying, which I know, of course, we don't really mean that when we say that. So you want to keep that in mind. No more begging. No more riding and dying for dudes that don't even consider you in a thought. That you're actually an afterthought. You're actually just something to do and screw if and when they feel like it. So just keep that in mind. And then the last one, I think it's the title on here. It's called Soft Girl Season. I don't even know where I got that from. I'm sure social media. When a lot of girls are like, I'm in my soft girl season. I'm in my soft girl era. And to me, that just looks like a woman that has released her masculinity and has released wanting to be right all the time, wanting to wear the pants, wanting to be like this, like this, like that, wanting to yell. That means when you're in your soft girl season, you're just showing up and you're just exuding confidence. You're exuding intelligence. You're exuding, don't F with me. Don't even think you. And by that, I mean, don't come over here with that BS, because this ain't what you want. You're literally just walking in your softness, and you're approachable. You laugh, you're having a good time. You're not taking yourself too serious. You got your goals and you're checking your list and making things twice, making sure that you're doing everything you can do for you to feed you first. You put yourself first, so therefore other people will know if they're going to rock with you, you must be a priority. You're not verbally and orally beating somebody over the head with what you ain't gonna take and what you're not going to accept, because it's in your energy. He will know, oh, I can't go over there. I can't go over there thinking I'm gonna be up, down, and all around. I can't go over there thinking I'm gonna just say something and not back it up. I can't go over there thinking I'm gonna leave her on red and come up with all these stupid excuses. A dude will know. That is your soft girl era. That's the soft girl era. Everything I just described. Another thing that comes with it is literally not giving an F. I tell my clients every day, you have to adopt the mindset, gotta sneeze, excuse me, of not giving an F. And what does that mean, B. Wiley? That means when he approaches you and he gets your phone number and he's respectful, and you get on that phone and you talking and you're on that first date, and he, put it this way, when you're on that first date in your soft girl era, it goes back to zero expectations. You're going out to a nice place and you're doing brunch or lunch or breakfast. You're not doing dinner. You just met this dude. This is why. Dinner usually involves alcohol. Usually, everybody don't drink, but majority of the time when you do dinner, it's very intimate. It's sexual at sometimes. You dress a little more revealing, and the drinks could be flowing. So I recommend don't even do that, because when you're first on a first date and you're getting to know someone in your soft girl era, you're going in for a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a sandwich. You're going in to literally see. This is like that first interview on a job, but you're not interrogating him. You're literally going in to see if there's any sort of connection. And if there is, you might as well do it someplace where you can get a good cup of coffee or a good cup of tea. Do whatever you want on the first date where you are eating and out in public. You may even go for a walk. I don't know. Figure it out. But the point is, you're solely there with your clear, sober mind to just see if this is even going to be a match. And if so, then you take it to the next day. And probably like the third day, then sure, you can do dinner. However, I'm telling you, ladies, when you're in your soft girl era, and I'm just saying just in general, you don't have to be in your soft girl era, but just in general, try not to do that first day. Do not do dinner on that first day. I'm telling you what I know. And I'm not telling y'all nothing for nothing. So those first 2 dates, breakfast, lunch, I've done this. And you can weed someone out so quick, specifically if it's like breakfast, brunch, or lunch, because usually that's quick. Those tables are turning quick because people are usually on a time schedule, and you can even tell him that. You know, I have a block for about an hour and a half, no more than 2 hours. So that way it won't be awkward if it's not working out, if he's being weird, if he's creepy, or if he's odd, or if he's simply not a match. It's not awkward at all. Whereas you go to dinner, shoot, you already let him know you good for the rest of the night. You got a babysitter. He already know that. And he already know, or you don't have to go to work the next day if you don't have kids. So he might try to drag it out. Now you got to think your way out of it, and or do the okey doke, that phone call. Oh, it's an emergency, and everybody knows about that. It's not an emergency. You just don't want to be on the date. So do yourself a favor here. So that's what we covered today. Our soft girl era. I just described. I gave you some characteristics on that. And when you're in your soft girl era, back to the I don't give a F mentality. What I mean by that is that whether it works or not, you're good. Because you have no expectations. If it does not work out, you're not going to then be mad, sad, and depressed. You're going to be like, all right, girl, you know what? I went out with Jeffrey last night. It didn't really match. I don't think we were a match at all. He's a cool guy. He's just not the right guy. And she'd be like, all right, girl, well, hey, it is what it is. At least you got your free cup of coffee. You know, he paid for it, whatever. Or you could have paid for it, whatever. You went out. You got outside the house. Take the experience for what it is. And don't dwell on what isn't working out. Get it out of the way so you can get on to the next one. And just, if you're new to dating, because some of my clients are new, and we're talking about women in their 20s, they are new to dating. And use this time as practice. When you're going out with guys, you're practicing using your voice, you're practicing recognizing red flags, you're practicing engaging. You're practicing on what to wear, how to wear it, where to go, and all the things. So you're not missing out. Oh, my son just told me he's ready to go. Oh, hey, so I'm going to end this. So just use it as that. So in a nutshell, the 3 things I went over is don't be a ride or die for anyone who isn't even considering you. And I use the word considering because in my personal life, I realized not in relationships, but more so in the people I thought I called my friends. I would consider them on all the things. I would support them. I was the one riding or dying for my friends. And I realized they never considered me. And so those people are not my friends anymore. And I've literally had to clean off all my friends. And to do that, people you've been friends for decades, that's a hard thing to do. But I had to do it. And that's just the season that I'm in. And it sucks because now I'm rebuilding my friendships, because do not consider anyone to be in your life and allow them to be in your life if they would never consider you and your time and your feelings and your opinion, because they don't respect you. And so you apply that to friendships and you apply that to dating. So cut that riding or dying out. And then the soft girl season, I gave you characteristics with that. And in a nutshell with that, you just want to adopt that I don't give a F mentality. And that doesn't mean you're a mean girl and that you got an attitude. That means it's in your energy. And if you don't know about energy, go back and look at my videos. I talk all about your energy, how it enters the room before you ever do. How your energy is already there. Men pick up on my energy every day. And they say things to me to let me know, hey, you know what? I would say this, but I know you don't go. So yeah, you're right, sir. Don't. Because I'm nice and everything, as you should be. However, if someone is willing to go left because they think they can be disrespectful, that's when you got to let them know respectfully, I'm not the one. And I have no problem with doing that, because you can be in your soft girl era, you can be in your soft girl season, and he can try you, because some dudes will. And you can still be soft and feminine, and you can get him together. And that is A-okay. And that don't involve raising your voice. None of that. That involves you just your dialect, your tone, and your delivery. And he will let you know, not today, sir. I'm not the one. Because you are giving him eye contact. Your tone is where it needs to be. And you're literally letting him know with your words, do not try me. And there is no empty threat on the back of it. It's just what you're saying to gather him. And he will know that you are serious. And a lot of women think that we have to yell and make threats about what you're going to do, what you're not going to accept. And it's stupid. Because for everything that you say you're not going to do and accept, there you go, accepting it, catching it like it's a freaking soccer ball on the soccer field. It don't even make sense. And you're making a fool of yourself. He know you a fool, but you don't. You don't know you a fool. So just zip your lip And if he comes at you left, that's when you let him know, hey, sir, please don't come over here with that. This ain't what you want. And I'm not making no threats or nothing like that. I'm just letting you know with my tone and my delivery and my eye contact, this ain't it. I'm not her. That's all you got to do. And lastly, stop begging for attention and affection. If he wanted to give it, you would have it. If he wanted to give it to you, you would have it. You would be catching it like the soccer ball on the field. However, if he's not giving it to you, then hey, then you can address it. But before you even get there, you should have already had a conversation about his love language. And if he says his love language is personal, what is it? Excuse me. If he said his love language, I gotta sneeze, is touch, and maybe he used to like hug you, kiss you on the cheek, hold your hand, and then all of a sudden he's switching, you got to inquire about why. Or if you had a conversation, he says, yes, he loves words of affirmation, and that's your love language too. And he doesn't really tell you much of anything. Like you could be dressing up for date night and he just look at you and he be dry. Then you have to wonder like, okay, well, what's going on here? Not that you have to fish for compliments or that you thrive off of it or you can't breathe without it. I'm just saying, we like to be everybody likes a good compliment when it's true and authentic. So you just have to get on the right page. And if there's a switcheroo, then you have to inquire. So long story short, when it comes to dating, 0 expectations. Let your energy speak for you. Breakfast, lunch, brunch, first dates. Have an I don't give an F mindset. Receive people as who they are. And if who they are is not what you want, you don't have to force yourself to date them. And only consider those who have taken you into consideration. You got it? I hope this video was well for you. I didn't even look at the comments, guys. I got to go pick up my son. That will not work. Scared him. I hope you guys, thank you guys for watching. I didn't get a chance to look at my comments because I had to hurry. Luckily, I got the video in because my son is getting off work early. Thank you so much for the hearts. I got almost 2,000 hearts. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Coach B. Wiley here. If you don't know me, I am a certified, I do this for real. I'm a certified professional life coach. I specialize in dating and communicating. I've literally been talking on the internet for a decade now. And outside of that, I went professional, meaning I actually started charging people to be on their podcast, to speak at their events, to come online, to do a video, to book a session with me. I literally started charging in 2020. However, I've literally been doing this, what you see here, for 10 years. And then after my corporate job eliminating my position in 2020, right before COVID, I decided to just do this as my life's job. So here we are. And if you want to buy my book, it's on Barnes & Noble. It's on Barnes & Noble. Part 2 is coming up. It's on Barnes & Noble and it's on Google Play. As a Barnes & Noble. It's on Barnes & Noble. Part 2 is coming up. It's on Barnes & Noble and it's on Google Play as a TikTok and YouTube that can help you for free. So I think a video might have paused when my son was calling. But like I said, if you want to check me out and you want free insight versus paying for a session, check me out, Coach B. Wiley. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I gotta go. Talk to you later.